Good morning. Who's here? Is there anybody there? Right, I'm going to chill and have a coffee for now. Right, just waking up. Oh, Danny. Good morning, Danny. Excellent, good. You obviously get the notification, which is great. And you're on YouTube. Smashing. So here I am, early in the morning. Works like a charm, I know. It's really good, actually, YouTube. So, yeah, I mean, I've just been, my focus at the minute has obviously been getting this channel to look good. Getting the show to show, isn't it? Getting it to look right. And then the other thing has been, tell you what, I think this light could go up a bit. Just a tad. Right. Yeah, getting this to look right. And then getting this, so like one of the things is just getting, like, I wasn't getting any social media posts up regarding guitars, which was like a little bit of a problem. So I've managed to solve it just by getting this sorted and then making sure I do a bit of playing. And then what I'm able to do is like edit the highlights out. So I can do my stream, do my writing, sort out the coaching business and do my YouTube shorts all in one go. But it's taken a bit of work to get it there. So I'm really, I'm quite happy with that. The results I got, was it Wednesday? Monday it was. So I just managed to, watching back very briefly, found like a little two sections I could use, which is great. It's a lot easier than having to stage something, sit and think, right, what am I going to play? And then it all being very conscious. I just like it, live action from the show. All right, who else have we got here? We've got some other people here. Hi, Sean. So I don't know if you caught that, Sean, but I think it's been an interesting week this week. So was it Monday or the Tuesday where I decided to come off the regular template and just have a look at the live looping one? So that live looping template, when I used it, I was able to obviously play guitar, which meant I had some footage to use for social media, which no doubt you'll have seen. So I just think that's brilliant, being able to write music, well, to at least splurge anyway, and then have footage for promotional, and be able to promote a business. That's the way I'm thinking anyway. But I'm trying to get it all done in one little, unit at a time. This is the modern busy musician, Sean. So writing your music and yeah. And then today, and then after that session, I was really excited about like the template and like what was happening, and I think a lot of it's to do with my playing as well, because I've been like putting shitloads of time in through work and all that kind of thing, and I can, I've got my hybrid picking, which I love, but I wear the end of my finger out now. It's really hard. So much for the super stretch limo with the pool in the back. I don't think that's not like that doesn't happen now. Now, if you sign to a major record label, when you're not on tour, you're working in Starbucks. So I hear. But it doesn't. It doesn't really matter about the money. I really, as long as you got enough money to keep loved ones safe and all that stuff, being able to earn money from something you love is really good. I know it sounds a cliche, but being able to do that's brilliant, isn't it? It's just we only have one life, and I really don't think we should compromise who we want to be. I think we should really go for our dreams. It's important. Or at least live part of it. But yeah, no, I'm really into the whole kind of, cameras and streaming and hybrid picking and writing bits of music, and yeah. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to watch a YouTube thing today. I'm going to watch, Fast Finger when he writes an album in a week or something. I'm going to watch that. I can't remember it, Takashi or whatever he's called. I'm going to watch that today because I thought he doesn't have an automatic machine, but like his philosophy is very, very similar. What he was doing, but like he did a really fast turnaround album, which was quite good. Hi Zed, how's it going? Right, see if this is working. Get warmed up. Right. Tune. There we go. Right, that's that sorted. All right, Smart Alec, how you doing? Oops, just warming up here. Oh, it's a bit of a stretch. Shred o'clock in the morning. That's it, smart Alex. It's like my hands can't keep up with the pick with that. I'll be practicing that all day now. Getting those hands moving. Right, what have we got that's going to be inspirational? I'll tell you one thing is I need to get my Stream Deck working. Stream Deck. Come on. Oh, there we go. Phew. Yeah, it can be a bit dysfunctional at times. So I've moved my switch down here. So I can use, hopefully, this. There we go. Bit of a delay on it, but still. All over it. Right, that's one tweak we need to do. Hi Des, how you doing? Just trying to work out where I want my switch. Right, that's good. I'm going to have my footstool here. Great. Right, and then I'm kind of set up. So this needs to be yeah, what it was is so this is a really important bit, the basement for the low end of this bass guitar thing. Because what happens is, if I switch it off, you'll hear. I'll just play the bass bit. That's all that's happening for the bass. So it's tuned down. But if I put that on, it really does sound like a bass, doesn't it? Yeah. So that's the first thing, I'll tell you what. And then if we add guitars. If I add that to it, then it's all good. Right. I'll need to do the same on the clean channel. It gets a bit wobbly up there, but you know. Probably not going to be playing up there anyway. Excellent. But on the guitar bass, definitely. So the thing is, just finding inspiration, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I suppose that. Yes, there's the hybrid. It's a thing, isn't it? I'm using it all the time. Hi, Cleb. How you doing? So I just thought I'd get the foot switch off my board there and just stick it in front of the computer. So I've got as long as it's highlighted, I can move about. See that? So I managed to fix this because one of the problems was I've got a MIDI controller, and what this does is it's operating the patch on it is just operating stuff I need it to operate on Ableton Live. So basically when I move left or right, what it does, because you can program computer keyboard key commands into it, what it does is it arms the next channel and removes the arm off the channel before. So that's quite cool. I was very proud of myself when I worked this out. I was just talking about it the other day to Danny. But one of the problems is because you need to have exclusive arms switched on, it was switching the mic off. So to get around it not switching the mic off, I've got solo safe. So that just leaves the mic on permanently. And then we've got this. And then I can go across the grid and I can go down the grid. What else can I do? That's about it. And I can record. So it's great. Got access to all my sounds. No, that's solid. That's silent. I wonder why. Oh, it's the gate. The gate's on it. So, I just have to remember about that. Now we've got the highly predictable, unpredictable, I should say, synth lead. So I'll just save that template there because I need to switch those gates off. Okay. Excellent. Brilliant. Next thing. I just need to change my jacket. One moment. Right, that's better. It's too hot down here. I've got the room absolutely roasting now. Yeah, that's it. All the shred heat. Cool. Right, let's get back to work. So the idea is to write something in it. Right. So I think a good thing to do is we'll have a look at some presets. So technically with EXO. Oh, hi Chris. How does it compare with the other Kiesels? This one. Well, they all play very similar, right? But I suppose for this hand anyway, and I think that it's down to the body feel of this. So like I prefer the feel of this. I really like the angled bevel on here. Helps with my picking. And then obviously like this guitar in comparison, say, to the orange one, is much more aggressive sounding. But that's like I've got the McLaughlin pickups in, like his signature ones. So yeah, so it's a harder sound, this one. But yeah, I mean I love it. It's like really good. So it's the angry guitar, this one, but versatile still. Because the range of tones you can get out of this is amazing. Because I've got the push pull 5-way switch, 5-way super switch. So it's really good. The other thing compared to the orange one on this one is the neck. On this one's 5-piece, which I really love the 5-piece neck. Walnut, which is again it's very similar. So I like a nice warm woody sort of feel on the neck rather than something that's like slippy and slidey and shiny. And then obviously the hyperdrive, again that's a very sort of aggressive big guitar. But this one for a Swiss Army knife go-to for everything is absolutely brilliant. I love it. So I can't help picking it up. I mean, it's got me playing so much like since getting it. So it's just a nice modern take on a Strat body, isn't it? Yeah, and then look-wise, it's the raw tone. So that was the other thing I wanted. I didn't want something like shiny, because like one of the things is like with a shiny, if I've got my sleeve up, sometimes you like stick to it in the hot weather, so that can be like a little bit sort of annoying. Cleaning fingerprints off all the time, whereas this doesn't really require. This requires a brush down and that's it. There's no, it's like stuff that's painted. You got to detail them like a car, haven't you? Which is like silly, really. It's quite fun though. But again, I don't have the time. I just want to like get up and running and play, and I want something that is a tool. This is it. So raw tone finish. And again, it just feels really natural and it feels really, really warm to play and not sticky. The other cool thing about the guitar is like this has got the this is the only one that I've got with the Richolite fretboard, which I mean I can't tell any difference. It plays excellent. Really like it. So there we go. There is a bit of a rundown on the Kiesel, and then I suppose like the profile of the neck's like the thinnest one. I think the happiest time of me playing guitars pre Kiesel was probably Ibanez. So, and I really like the thinner neck jumbo frets. So that's what this has, and steel frets as well. Okay. So I think like, so a starting point really is, let's have a look what we got. Quite like that. And that's just And that's as easy as it gets. You just load up your drum sound. So what I like to do is I'll splurge. I'll splurge like little drum patterns and build little kits and stuff in XO, because you can open it up like standalone. You don't have to open it up in your DAW or anything. And there it is. And then all it is a question of just pulling out your drums. Done. And then the other thing I like to do is I've got my Logic Swing, so I can apply that. So that's the first thing. And then when you've, when you've got no ideas, I can then just go to my textures and just play something. That's the next thing. Right. Well, that was a splurge done. I think I'll just put this into here now. Okay. I don't know what else missing. And then bounce it out. Right, I'm back. I had to go get a pen, which now, oh, there it is. Right, come out the way. Right, let's get the chat up. Okay. I haven't lost anybody, have I? In that splurge. Oh, good. Right, so, like, a really important thing to do. I've got to get myself a new journal. As I've got to just put down my wins, problems, and opportunities. So what went well there is it felt insightful, even though I felt uninspired. Out. Bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. I think I'm done. There wasn't much actually on this one. So being a splurge, right? It felt, even though when I came to this, just as I was about to start playing, I thought, oh, I don't have any ideas whatsoever. Blank, you know. So that was the first thing. So I was like, oh shit, I wish I didn't set myself up for this. Whose nightmare idea was it to start playing guitars, right? And all of that kind of judgmental thoughts, but it's too late. I've set myself up to do it. I'm going to do it. That's the thing. So luckily for me, what worked really well was the fact that I have, basically in the template, I have a collection of just ambient background nonsense going on here, which just gives you something to play to, just enough. So that was the first thing. Also, the EXO was great. Just being able to go through and find a drum pattern just to get something going was excellent. I mean, like one of the problems like you have is with like a splurge template is at some point you'll get bored of your sounds, so you need a quick way of just changing your drum sounds and things like that. If you're doing electronic, if you're doing a hybrid kind of electronic thing like me, you want to use like different sounds rather than just a live drum kit or just like a 707 drums or just 808. You want to change it up. So when you're in the writing mode, actually building kits can be problematic and time consuming with EXO, like cuts a lot of that out. Even if you're making a kit from scratch, as you guys will know this, even if you're making a kit from scratch, you've got this absolutely wonderful way of viewing all of your one shots in your library on this map. Each one of those dots is like a hit. And then you can quickly just, when you search for stuff, and go kicks, and then just the kicks appear, just the snares, just the claps. So, just even building a kit, which I'll probably do next, very, very rapid, really, really quick. But in my case, when I've been bored or twiddling my fingers or, chatting to the missus, I've done a sly, splurge just on drums and then saved it in EXO, so I've got that as like a starting point. So that EXO thing just works incredibly well for this situation. I think another interesting thing that's come out of this is it's almost blurring the writing and performing side of things in a way. When I'm doing this splurging, it is definitely feeling like a performance, which is really, really good. And like I really feel like I'm connecting with the audience, which is you guys as well. So, and I think splurging and imagining if you don't have an audience, you're not live streaming, is a really helpful thing to do because it keeps you moving forward. I think the only thing when it becomes like not helpful is when you start limiting what you're doing and what you're going to try. But that was the other thing that came out is a lot of the time I kind of did let myself drop my guard quite a bit, and I allowed what was going to come out. A very interesting thing about when I do splurges like this is I was dropping the daughter off the other day to school, and she put Duran Duran Planet Earth on. This is Planet Earth, and I was listening to the guitar, the slidey guitar melodies, and that's like what I do. And I should have put that actually in my history splurge of like my songs out of my history. Planet Earth would have been one of them, should have been one of them. I forgot about it. But that seems like some kind of weird subconscious influence. So I thought that was quite interesting. But anyway, just what I allowed to come out came out. And then the problems I was having was obviously that kind of like struggle of there was one part when I went, oh, right, I can get some quick like Instagram videos out of this, right? So what I'll do is I'll just perform a bit and do a few safe things, So I did that. But like one of the problems was like doing that and then noodling for too long. I was just kind of then doing a guitar practice session for brief periods of time, which wasn't really serving the purpose of the music. And then I start practicing a riff, and then I start getting lost in my own DNA. So that happened a few times. So in other words, I came out of the splurge and I was serving some other weird guitar practice purpose and not actually synchronizing with the music, which I thought was quite interesting as well. You learn loads about yourself doing this. So I put it down as rambling. So quite a bit of rambling, but I suppose you got to ramble to get to where you want to go because it's part of splurging. But I suppose that's back to the allowing, there's a fine line there, which I need to work out. So yeah, the punch in and punch out technical speak wasn't really working, but that and just the daydreaming soloing was probably the problems that I was identifying there. And I think for my opportunities, I've got basically for the punch in and punch out, I can just punch myself out. And also the wins where the foot switch thing works great. Putting it in front of me, I can kind of use that. So there you go. So whilst I'm having my break, we could have a chat about this, because I think this is something that's probably quite interesting for all you people out there who are doing sort of like more kind of guitar-y sort of stuff and recording it and things like that. Is there any discussion here? Because obviously I'm trapped in this little box. I'm like a little kind of, I'm like some kind of lab rat experiment for you guys to look in on. Which is great, because I do want this show to be a show, and it is a show. To be some sort of a useful resource tool for you guys. The best possible plugin you could have in your studio. Splurge along with Hutch, how about that? And then you can ask questions. It's the best AI ever. It's real organic AI. So was there anything there? Not putting anybody on the spot. Was there anything there that we found of interest? Was there anything there that anybody thought, that's interesting, I want to know more? Or was everybody just happy being entertained? It's fine, you don't have to say anything. But have a think. Just here chilling. That's perfectly good. Well, I'm glad, actually, Zed, that you can chill to that. I suppose there's a lot less starting and stopping, and it's more continuous. I'll put that down as a win. I haven't had enough coffee today, you know. I'll tell you what, I'll just it's going to go quiet for a second. I'm just going to boot up a new project. It's that, isn't it? Oh, that's not it. All right, great. We've got something come in here. Let's have a look. I like how quickly you were able to get the music out and record it. And maybe wonder if Ableton would be better for me versus Logic. I find I get bogged down in Logic quite a bit. Yes. Okay. There's a few things going on there, Khalib. There's an inner game and an outer game, right? And the outer game is, you know, for us using your DAW, using Ableton, using Logic. And to be fair, I think it shouldn't make a difference what you use, all right? I mean, we tend to like always go for the tools. The tools aren't right, and we buy more. And we are, if you think about it, conditioned to think like that because the world, especially the world of plug-in manufacturers and people doing YouTube tutorials, are all out there primarily fixing problems that we haven't had yet. Okay, so the preempting problems or common problems, and they're trying to solve them. So I don't think really that it's to do with what DAW is the fastest to use or anything like that. Obviously, I'm used to Ableton Live, and that's what I've used for years. But I can tell you now that the real gains in speed, it's the inner game of music. It is how I think and process that makes me quick. And that inner game isn't, it's something that often is neglected, but it is something that we can practice the same as an instrument. And this is the one thing I specialize in as a coach, by the way. Have to get that in there. I am fascinated by the inner game, all right? How we think, how we process, the cognition of what we're doing. Out of game stuff, guitars, notes, playing that. But when I'm talking about splurging is just the seed of an idea. So this is just the start of an idea. And it's about making music, right, without judgments. This is a really good example of inner game stuff. So it's nothing physical going on here. It's how I'm thinking. I am thinking, head voice telling me, don't use that sound, don't use this sound, stop the live now, save yourself, right? You're going to make a fool of yourself. All of these kind of thoughts that I have, because I'm human, just the same as everybody else. And doubt and insecurity, uncertainty, fear. All right, these are all inner game things, and this is all stuff I've gone through this morning, right? Sounds traumatic, but it's not. And as a musician, in any circumstance, we're going to have this. And what we can do is we can practice ways to go around it, or just directly hit it on head on. So, there are various things to do that. And like doing a splurge is allowing yourself to make music without judgment. And to be brutally honest, we're making crap. We're making shit. I allow myself to make absolute shit music. If I just let it be shit, okay, just make crap, just let what comes out, because nobody has to hear it, but in my case, everybody hears it, right, because I'm on a live stream, and I'm fine about that, simply because, like, I have a coaching business and people need to see this, right? They need to know that it's okay to make terrible things. You need to know that when you practice a guitar, you're meant to sound terrible. If it's not sounding terrible, you're not learning. Because what we're trying to do, and music making is no different, is we're trying to cause problems, good problems, that we can solve. And I don't really buy into like changing software or plugins or stuff like that, it is, part of it is finding something that works, that maybe you intuitively, instinctively use quickly. But apart from that, it's all really down to practice, isn't it? I don't really buy into natural talent either. You might, I would certainly say, maybe as compared to other young people, when I started playing guitar, right, I was better, but that might have been because I had more of a vision for myself. Because when I first started playing guitar, like other kids who were playing classical guitar were just playing classical guitar because maybe the parents told them to play classical guitar because they were wanting them to learn music because it's like functional maths, and it's great for like development. Whereas I wanted to play guitar not because of functional maths, because I wanted to be like Michael J. Fox on Back to the Future. And I wanted to be like Michael J. Fox. I wasn't allowed to grow my hair long, because really what I wanted to be is I wanted to be like Jake E. Lee. out of Aussie. That's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be like Jake E. Lee on the. I don't know if anybody's seen the Salt Lake City gig. I remember as a very young person with the staircase and the gargoyles and the flames and all that cool stuff. I absolutely loved that as a kid, and I wanted to be Jake E. Lee. So, like the kind of motivation to do something was there, and I think maybe that was more powerful than just whatever the natural talent was. I think like a lot of it is, if you're focused on one thing and you're very clear about what the goal is, you'll go for it, and you'll create problems for yourself, which we want problems, and you'll solve them, and you create new knowledge, as I always say. David Deutsch, not me, sorry, physicist. And that's how we get better, and that's how we practice. And sitting in front of a computer with a door, it's the same thing. So we just have an inner game. Yeah, I can vouch for the coaching. I used to sit and wait for weeks and months, even years, to be inspired. Now I can knock out a full track in a couple of hours if I need to. And there you go. The power of the inner game. So Zed is very accomplished at his music production. And it's through practice. And it's through doing. And it's through sitting down even though you don't feel inspired. And this is the frustration. We can get. I used to be locked in that for months, weeks. Oh, I'm not inspired. I'm not in the zone. I'm not doing it today. How are you ever going to get better? You have to sit down and you have to deal with the frustration. And then there's this great game which I play called Design, Design versus Discovery. And like one of the things around there is there's a question which is oh God, what is it? Let me see. Actually, I should go through this. Yeah, it's I need to wait for inspiration to make great music. So that's a design statement in a way. So I need to wait for inspiration before I make great music, and a belief, right? And then what it is my answer to that was, I need to make music and inspiration will come. That's the difference. I mean, this is a really good game to play because I like the whole sort of two great books I really love. Victor Wooten, The Music Lesson. He drives this home like big style in all of his stuff. So the Music Lesson, and there's The Spirit of Music, which I'm just finishing. I'm on the last half hour, and this is what he's talking about the spirit of music as in a spiritual thing. Like this music exists and it's a thing. It's bigger than ourselves. It's like a religion. It's bigger than ourselves, and we serve it. What we don't do is kind of think we are music and then design it and try and control it. It's too big, it's too powerful. We have to kind of serve the natural flow and the natural rhythm, and a lot of that is this kind of dance between the subconscious becoming conscious, and then something becoming outside of the body, your music coming out the speakers, and then that's the music, and then that's what we're left dealing with and what we serve. It's the boss. So yeah, I mean, the design discovery, so there's different sort of design statements. So we've got how do I get the ideal situation to make the best music? Oh, sorry, to anybody who came on here expecting shredding. This is kind of shredding in a way, but different. So we've got different statements here. So how do I get the ideal situation to make the best music? So that's a design statement, isn't it? So you're trying to make your environment a certain way, okay? Which is fine. But before you do anything, you haven't done anything, right? You haven't made any music. You're just looking into the future and saying, I need all of this stuff. Room sound panelled out, brilliant monitors, all of that kind of stuff I need. Sorry, Khalib. Might need Ableton Live instead. I might need Ableton Live instead of Logic. So really, that's design, isn't it? So we're talking about... Sure, I should bring these over here. No, we'll go over. Right, okay. So the discovery version of that is, how can I use my situation now to make the best possible music? So have a think about that. So what you've got is already enough. It's just sitting down and doing it. Another great book that I mentioned is Stephen Pressfield's War of Art, and that's what he said. He's more brutal, right? War of Art, right? The War of Art sounds like it's always going to be painful, and I've got to suffer for my art, and it's a war, and he's recognising all of that, and he does say you have to sit your arse down and do it, or you'll die, right? It's not like creativity's not like that, okay? There is, I specialise in removing chunks of the pain, right? Okay, and allowing the pain that is there, that's necessary to be there, and you can get on with your life, and then not be kind of distracted by stuff like out of game pain, like things not working or whatever. So I can help people kind of remove a lot of those blocks to free you up. So it's how do I use my situation now to make the best music? So we've all got the best situation now, and again, you've seen me do wins, problems, opportunities with myself, okay, and it's just a minor tweak. So every time I'm doing a splurge, I'm doing a minor tweak. Well, I'm solving a problem every time, therefore I'm getting better and quicker and faster and better, and it goes on and on and on, and knowledge is ever expanding, and this is how you get good beyond what you could imagine. How do I find or create that sound? That's a design question. Now, this is something that comes across all of the time. People are going, how do I make that sound? And I used to suffer for this all the time, really bad. Tech house, like weird kind of wobbly, weird bass grumbly things. How do like some kind, like a lot with that music, right? It would be something like, I'd think, right, okay, I can make all of that. I understand the drums, I understand the bass, I understand everything that's going on there, except the one weird kind of sound that sells the whole track that everybody's going nuts about. I don't know how to do that. How do you do that? And then I used to think, that guy who made that must be an absolute genius to think in a design way and be able to get that sound out. Well, the answer to that is no, he didn't. What happened is he accidentally fell on something and went, oh, that's good, I'll use that. So a lot of this is just being aware of, like, if you stumble on something and it sounds good, use it. But because of the way that we're brought up in our sort of pretty much outdated education system, we're conditioned to work in a factory. So we are told that hard work equals good. I'm getting very forceful now. And it's not, because what happens is if something easy happens, we question it. And just easy is just easy. It's like, whoa, I got lucky. This is good. And I'll just run with it. And again, another reason why people get successful, because they just go, oh, well, that's good. Right, leave it, move on. And they're serving the music, aren't they? It's almost like you're not responsible for any of this when it's working well. So how, what I put for this was, how can I make the sound I have now work? Okay, so you may land on the sound that you've got, like say you're on a synth and it's not quite fitting a bass sound. Like, don't go, like, people look for another preset. But why not just think about the sound that you've already got? Why doesn't it work with the music? Well, there'll be a musical reason, won't there? Is it too long? Is it too short? Is it too high? Is it too low? Okay, and then you answer these questions very, very quickly, and then you just modify it. So it's a long sound, I'll just reduce the size of the MIDI notes or pull the envelope down and shape the sound with volume and frequency over time very, very quickly. It doesn't have to be complicated. This is why I use Synthwise, like the SH-101 and the Junos, because they're very, very limited and they're very, very quick for me to quickly make a sound on. What skills do I need? This is the third one. So what skills do I need to develop to make the best music? So what skills do I need to make the best music? Another very common one, like people don't do things because they're skill focused. I was like that. I was like, right, I am not doing anything till I can play 3 notes per string, Paul Gilbert exercise in absolutely every key before I even write a song. It's absolute nonsense, isn't it? It's like completely that thinking totally stops your creativity. Think about, like, again, this is, and again, I think the education system's a little bit to blame for this. We're not doing it right. You have to be doing it right. Thing is, though, like a baby, okay, when they're squealing and grunting and crying and making noises before they can speak, right? We don't tell the baby, you're doing it wrong. Don't make any noises. Or just practice the word like a million times till it's perfect. It doesn't work like that. Music's a language and it should be treated the same way. We just need to start making music, and because we need to explore our creativity first. And then what we need to then surround ourselves with expert teachers. When a baby basically is making these noises, the one thing it's got right on hand is everybody around it is an expert teacher there to help it 24/7. Music's the same thing. If we immerse ourselves in music, so we're surrounded by it, expert teachers. And I mean, when I say expert teachers, you don't have to get a lesson. There are things like, obviously, this channel, and it is a channel. Or things like I was thinking about this the other day. Jam track. You can just pull a jam track up on YouTube and play along with it, and there you go. You're playing with you're communicating with some expert musicians. Okay, I mean they're not dynamically moving with you, and they can't hear you because it's pre-recorded. But there are things that you can do. So what skills do I have now that I can use to make the best possible music now? That's how we need to be thinking, okay? I think every single person here, right, with the skills that they have, can make great music and don't need to necessarily install better skills. It's all about the ideas. Who's got the best ideas? And as, AI kicks in, I'm going on a bit, it's 7:15. As AI kicks in, we'll probably be in a situation where we're in competition with certainly with electronic music. It's I could imagine DJs just competing against each other with who's got the best idea, and then the AI makes it. That's where it'll kick first. Especially the guys who are using ghost producers. They'll be using artificial intelligence, like shouting at it, do this, do that. No, that's not right. Do that. For ages, telling it till it makes something that they think will fit their set of other artificially intelligently generated music. So we've got interesting times ahead of us. For us guitar players, we're safe. So I'm up to number 3 there of the design discovery thing. So Caleb, I hope that because like what you said there was an absolutely brilliant question statement. And I've probably given you the answer that you probably weren't expecting. But that's how we need to be thinking. There is no better door. But what we do need to do is upgrade ourselves, the inner game. And of course, there's a brilliant book called The Inner Game of Music, which totally, a lot of my stuff comes from. So the stuff you can read, the stuff you can do, great. And at some point I'm wanting to start a new coaching group. So I've got 2 already, but I want to get number 3 on the go at some point. So Khalib, if you're interested in that, it's an absolute bargain price. Very, very cheap. So if you're interested, you want to know how much it is, and I can do a very free of charge 1-to-1 call with you about half an hour, just so I can assess where you're at. If you were interested, or anybody else out there, you'll do a quick call with me and I can work out where you're at. And then if you're interested, I can get you in a group and moving along. Email is in the description on YouTube, or it's Twitch. There's nobody on Twitch actually. I'm sure I'm streaming on Twitch as well. Or it's on Twitch in the bio thingy, whatever. Right. Okay, guys. So thank you for tuning in. That was a great chat. Thank you, Khalib, for the question statement about logic and stuff like that. That's something we've all thought about in our careers. That was absolutely brilliant. And it's been inspirational. Thank you all. And I'll see you, not tomorrow morning, it's Saturday, my God. No. Right. Monday. I'll see you Monday. However, there might be a stream on Saturday evening. I'll catch you later. Bye.